I graduated education field. I had a Bachelor of Education obtained from South Korea. And after graduation, I moved to Thailand to work in Thai Airways International. So I worked as a flight attendant and then flight coordinator and also service instructor for 20 years there. And then I decided to move to Canada because of my daughter. Actually, yeah. So when I think of myself, like, Thailand, Korea is the best place to live there because I have spent a lot of time in another country away from my family, right? But when I think of my daughter's future, that Canada is the best place for her to live. So I just decided to move to Canada. So that's why I just selected MITT to extend my, international experience and also like communication skills with global, the global staffs, working with the global staff and also the customers that I met. So probably international business is the right course for me to extend my skills and experience in this field. So I just chose that international business program, postgraduate programs. Yeah, good thing is that the MITT, why I chose the MITT is kind of like bridging program. They do have a lots of like bridging program, which means that they are very industry focused, industry related programs. So I believe that they would broaden and widen my experience and skills put into the Canadian market, even though I have long years of experience and skills, whatever I have. But when you go to another country, another city, so you have to adjust in their way, right? So this is like kind of like bridge. They do like, polish myself with not only the education, but also they do have we do have a student service teams. I'm really thankful for them because they always polish my resume and cover letter, things like that. So this is the way you have to, present to the company when you apply for. So this helps me a lot. Oh, we do have great student advisors, 5 of them. They're always ready to help you guys. So no worries about that. As I told you, I was the top list on their student services officer. I always go and bite them. Can you help me? Can you help me? They are so happy to welcome us. So no worries about that. Yeah, they're always happy to help us with the resume, cover letter. Also, we do have a social worker to help with our mental, yeah, like as a new immigrant living in a new country and living without any family, it must be very frustrating. And she's the great helper to support those kind of things. And also we do have a great immigrant advisor. So whenever you have any questions regarding your study permit, or if you have like concerns about your PGWP, so we do have student advisor ready for you to support. So no worries about that. For the mature students, so one of the biggest concern for me was that my kids, the school, which means that I want to pick up the safe and also like good neighborhood around me, because I was like living with my daughter alone. So I want to be staying in the safe place. That is one of the biggest concern. And then MITT was the best choice for that, because MITT campus is located in the southern part of Winnipeg, which is a very like safe and a residential area. So I didn't need to worry about my safety, whatever. And also it is very near to my daughter's school. So for the school division, we have like 6 school division in Winnipeg. But in terms of the school division, I wouldn't say like quality, whatever, but like for the parents, the preference, they would prefer like Winnipeg, among like 6 divisions, they would prefer the Pembina Trails division. That's why I chose this area. I chose this area first, and then I chose the MITT. MITT is located in the southern part of heart of the southern part, and then it's very near to every locations. So the location is perfect for me.
All right, well, there you have it. Location is obviously important, but other than location, are there any other considerations that students must prepare in advance?
Especially for the mature students, they concern about their the cost of living as well, because they are not living alone, right? So so for like comparing with other the big city in Vancouver or Toronto, Winnipeg is not as big as Vancouver or Toronto, but in terms of cost of living, so we might say, okay, we can say like, if I live in these two rooms, and then 2 bedrooms and then 1 living room, I would pay like $1,500, like general $1,500. But if I have to stay in Vancouver or Toronto, I have to pay double or sometimes triple in the center of the city. So, so that is one of the concerns for living in as a family, because they do have to have at least like 2, 3, or 4 people living together. Cost of living is one of the big concerns. As a new immigrants, we have to live without income, like, income sometime for a while, income like 3 years, 4 years, until we get to, the final, permanent residence. So we are able to go to achieve the right positions. So like at least 3 or 4 years, you have to spend without income. So think about your affordability. So I think like Winnipeg is the best choice for them to land in as a first destinations. And also for this area, MITT, as I told you, this one is safest. Even though this area is Winnipeg is a small city compared to Vancouver and Winnipeg, but we do have lots of cultural, experience. You can have lots of cultural experience more than big city. We do have Winnipeg Royal Ballet. This is one of the biggest, one of the world named ballet team. And also we do have like orchestra and lots of festivals. So you can enjoy yourself in this small city as a big city.
So MITT postgraduate programs, like I mentioned, are really popular among our international students. We offer this 5 postgraduate programs. We have business management postgraduate certificate, international business program, applied leadership, human resources learning and development program, and global supply chain management program. So how MITT works actually is we are industry driven and student focused. That's kind of our tagline, but I want to explain further into that is MITT actually curates its program according to the industry needs. We have industry partners. MITT has industry partners. MITT works with the government. We are public institutions, so our big business, big part of it is working with government as well. But we have other business partners like industry partners. We partnership with the industry partners as well. So MITT gets this regular insight into the market, what employers are looking for, what businesses are looking for, and what skills they are looking for in an employer. And MITT curates that program accordingly. So even all these programs, they are regularly updated according to the need of the market too. So, and student focused is once students get enrolled into this program, MITT's focus is to give that quality education, provide that environment for learning, providing that support to students so they can successfully learn from that program and eventually successfully get a job or start their own business.
We would encourage you to really spend a bit more time early on when you're making your choices, because when you're applying, MITT allows you to apply only to a maximum of 2 programs. So you really need to invest a bit more time to carefully select what fits into your academic and professional goals. Our student portal is very, very simple. I mean, it's very well described, and you can do your application directly yourself. It is going through a very big innovation, and a lot of things are happening, and our new portal will be launched very shortly. But in the meanwhile, if you start your process, you can apply through our website. Very conveniently, the links are there. Just click on it. But very essential to keep certain things in mind. Have a very clear scanned copies of all your transcripts. We see a lot of time our applications get delayed because sometimes they're not legible. So however small and trivial it may sound, but it's a very key important element to be successful in your application process and admission process, so that there are no delays further. The application processing fee. So when you're applying, we have most of our programs, the application processing fee is Canadian $190, and you can pay it through your credit card. The different payment modes are mentioned, but the most popular is through your credit card. So keep it handy with you. The IT programs have a little higher processing fee, which is $300 Canadian dollars. That is because we have an aptitude test, a technology aptitude test, and this fee includes that test as well. So $300 for our IT programs. Our processing time, as Sanpri talked about, we are getting a huge volume of applications. MITT today is extremely popular for its programs, and our programs fill up so very quickly. They open and within a few weeks they fill up. But also it talks about, we want to really highlight is our processing time. It's currently taking 6 to 12 weeks, roughly around 8 to 12 weeks. So we appreciate your patience because of this huge volume that is happening. Once you have applied for you and you have submitted your application, so much of time takes in, you will receive a confirmation of your admission. That means you are eligible. The admissions has processed your application and found you fit for the admission to that particular program. And in order to get a letter of admission and to block your space, a deposit of $5,000 is required. This is nothing extra. This is part of your tuition fees, but it is taken on, and post the moment you pay, and there are certain deadline dates mentioned of what you need to, or by when you need to submit that, which is extremely important to be careful about. Once you receive your LOA, you initiate your visa process.